On today's video, we're going to be talking about the bass side of the accordion and whether or not you need them in your accordion. So stick around. Hi everyone, this is Aaron from Alamo Music. Visit us online at alamomusic.com. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the bass left-hand side of the diatonic accordion. Nowadays, a lot of models aren't coming with the left-hand bass reeds. As an instructor, I get a lot of students who come in, they say, oh, no, the left hand doesn't do anything. What is it for? Well, we're going to be diving into the history of the accordion just a little bit and talk about where today in modern music, how you kind of have a hit or miss whether or not you really need or want to have bass blocks on the left hand of your accordion or not. So in this region, we're in South Texas here at Alamo Music, and in this region, a lot of the accordion came from Europe. Whenever a lot of immigrants came over into this region, they brought their instrument, which was the accordion. And a lot of early music, especially if you listen to like German polka and things like that, they still use the left-hand side of the accordion to do their self-accompaniment. And somewhere over the years, after the accordion had come to the United States and Mexico, really the Americas, it started to form different just hybrids of music. So, for example, we have today what is known as norteño or conjunto, and that style of music had really started with the left-hand side accordion, played holistically. You have old accordionists who come in, they play all the piece by themselves, both sides of the accordion. And eventually that accompaniment that they were doing for themselves was replaced by either the guitar or another instrument known as the bajo sexto. And today as well, in norteño music, a lot of times you still see another form of the bajo called a bajo quinto, used to do that accompaniment. So you really don't see a lot of the left hand being used today. And if you were to go further down south and to South America, where you have, for example, like vallenato music, they still use the left hand very predominantly. And so talking about that in terms of which accordion it is you have or which one you're looking at getting, and whether or not the left you need those those left hand, the bass side, will depend on a couple of different things. The style of music that you're playing, and also whether or not it is that you want to use them and really learn them. So on my right here, I have two accordions that we're going to use to demonstrate that. So here on my right, I have a Hohner Corona 2 Classic. This one is in the key of F, B flat, E flat. And these Corona models and everything lower down, so for example, the Panthers, the Compadres, even the Corona 3s, the Extremes, all those models of Corona, they come out of the factory with those left-hand bass blocks on your, the bass side. And whenever you start getting into the Anacleto line, for example, here I have an Italiano. If you were to get into like the White Hawk, the Black Hawk, the Mark IIIs and the Rey Aguilas, you start when you get the accordion, you're going to find out very quickly that you don't have anything on that left hand side, that these buttons essentially are not functional, and there's a reason for that. Once again, like I said, a lot of music nowadays isn't really utilizing that left hand side. A lot of norteño, Tex-Mex, that border music here at least, it doesn't really utilize that left hand side a lot. In different genres, they still utilize the left hand a lot. So there is an option. You can get the bass blocks on any of the Anacleto line, but you will have to pay for those in addition to the factory box. That's just the way it comes. And so let's do some some examples here. So I'm going to start with the Hohner Corona here and just give you a quick demo on what it is the bass blocks sound like. So similarly to the right hand, on the left hand side you have these you have these reed blocks which are used to produce the sound. So if I were to come in and I were to just hit one of these, you have your sound coming out of the accordion. if I were to go to any of the Anacleto boxes just straight from the factory, you're going to notice when you pick it up that the left-hand side doesn't have anything. You hit those buttons and air just passes through the accordion. So, like I said, these don't come, with those bass blocks, from the factory. And for some people, that's okay. So I see a lot of people who actually will utilize this configuration right now without the bass blocks and use the bass buttons for air, which if that's what you like doing, that's fine as well. So instead of using this air valve, they'll just hit these buttons, and you'll see how immediately, if you have one of these, it's very easy to pass air in and out because more chambers are opening at one time for the more buttons you're hitting. So, some people will just use this and then go in and out as much as they need air. And then if I go back to the Honor Corona over here, that's not the case. So if you are used to playing with that style of configuration where you don't have the left-hand side, and maybe you're looking to purchase another accordion that may be in the Corona line or down, or maybe even just a different brand accordion, that's just something to be aware of. So whenever you play, and if you're used to hitting those bass buttons for air, it's going to sound something like this. As I'm trying to draw air in and out, you're going to hear the sound of those chords or those bass notes. Similarly, if you're going the other way, where it's like, hey, I am a self-accompanied player. Maybe I play, a very traditional style of music, whether it's going to be vallenato or even merengue típica. So something like that, where you really do utilize that left hand, or even just like German style polka, waltzes, things like that. For example. Stuff like that really you want to have that whole holistic self-accompanied accordion sound. And you were to try and jump to one of these, just be aware you're not going to be getting that bass block, right off the factory line. You're going to have to pay a premium for that. So that's just one consideration. So once again, like I said, it really just comes down to your own personal needs and preferences as a musician, as someone, if you're looking to buy your first accordion, and you do want to play or get into a style of music where you really don't need those bass blocks, then two options: you can either take them out or just not use them. Not use them. As an accordion instructor, I really recommend to try and learn all the accordion, but really it's just your own personal preference. So what would something sound like with the bass blocks here? Well, I just did a small example. Another example, something like this. Something like a polka or stuff like that. It really does give you more of that traditional sound. If you're playing something a little more modern, you may not need it once again. So choice is yours. And so that'll be it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let us know down below, and we will try and answer them. And like always, if you have any suggestions for things you want to hear, whether it's about one of the products or something regarding the accordions themselves, let us know as well. So once again, this is Aaron from Alamo Music. Visit us online at alamomusic.com. Shoot us an email, like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.